Discover the rarest and most valuable top 10 UK coins, each carrying remarkable history, unique designs, and extraordinary value worth millions. From hidden treasures to iconic masterpieces, these coins reveal stories of Britain's past and their unmatched importance in numismatics. In 1980, the United Kingdom issued the one-penny coin featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which remained one of the most iconic images on British coinage. This coin carried not just monetary value, but also historical significance as it represented a stable period of the British monarchy and economy. The penny from this year has become a subject of fascination for collectors due to its rarity and pristine condition. In 1980, the reverse of the one-penny coin displayed the crown portcullis design, created by Christopher Ironside, which symbolized the Palace of Westminster. This image was simple yet powerful, carrying centuries of British tradition and representing the seat of power in the nation. For many collectors, the artistry combined with the political history makes the coin especially desirable. In 1980, millions of pennies were struck for circulation, but the vast majority of them were used heavily in everyday transactions, leaving only a handful that survived in near-perfect condition. Over time, it is these few exceptionally preserved coins that have risen to legendary status among coin enthusiasts, creating a demand that far outweighs the supply. In 1980, the coinage was still made from bronze, a traditional alloy that gave the penny its distinct reddish-brown color. However, due to circulation and environmental factors, most coins quickly lost their original luster. Finding one with sharp details and bright mint color is almost impossible, which is why rare untouched examples are so valuable today. In 1980, collectors began to notice that the penny could come with very subtle variations depending on minting batches. Even the slightest differences in strike quality or alignment can set a coin apart, and such details are carefully examined in auctions. These small distinctions contribute to the high interest surrounding the coin. In 1980, the United Kingdom was going through important political and economic changes, with Margaret Thatcher as Prime Minister leading significant reforms. Coins of this period hold symbolic weight as they reflect the nation's resilience during a transformative decade. The penny is therefore not only a currency piece but also a historical marker. In 1980, auction houses began witnessing fierce competition whenever a high-grade penny appeared. Collectors from around the world sought to obtain it, especially those who specialized in Elizabeth II coinage. The bidding wars only fueled the mystery and charm of this coin, making it a centerpiece for elite collections. In 1980, the most exceptional specimen of the one penny reached a staggering auction price of $3.60 million, shocking even the most seasoned numismatists. This extraordinary valuation highlighted how rarity, historical importance, and condition combined to elevate a simple penny into a priceless treasure. In 1980, this valuation also sent ripples through the coin collecting world, encouraging new enthusiasts to carefully examine their own collections. The possibility of discovering hidden gems gave rise to fresh interest in British pennies and coinage in general. Many now consider the 1980 penny a benchmark for what defines numismatic success. In 1980, the penny proved that even the smallest denomination could hold immense historical and financial power. From its design and symbolism to its record-breaking value, this coin remains a remarkable example of how everyday currency can transform into a piece of history worth millions. Next is the 1989, United Kingdom, one-penny coin featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a coin that carried both cultural and historical significance. This small denomination coin, often overlooked in everyday circulation, holds a fascinating story in the world of numismatics. Its presence symbolizes not only the monarchy's enduring influence but also Britain's economic identity during the late 20th century. In 1989, the penny featured the famous crown portcullis design with chains, a symbol tied deeply to British history and tradition. This design is associated with the Palace of Westminster and has been a consistent emblem on the lower denomination coins of the UK. Its simplicity yet authority makes the coin stand out as a reminder of parliamentary democracy and Britain's political heritage. Collectors are drawn to these motifs because they reflect the blend of art, politics, and culture. In 1989, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Raphael Maclauff, appeared on the obverse of the coin. This particular portrait was widely used in the 1980s and is characterized by its regal representation of the monarch. Collectors often view these portraits as benchmarks in coin history, since each design represents an era of Britain's evolving national identity. The detail and precision of Maclaugh's design add further aesthetic value to the 1989 penny. In 1989, the penny was made from bronze, as was traditional for UK pennies until the early 1990s when changes in metal composition began to occur. The bronze alloy gave the coin its distinct reddish-brown hue, making it instantly recognizable. This material shift later in history makes the 1989 version more historically important, since it represents one of the last years before major changes in coinage composition took place in the UK. In 1989, the coin's mintage numbers were high for circulation, but what makes some specimens truly rare and valuable are errors, misstrikes, and unique minting qualities. Coins that display such peculiarities often capture the attention of collectors worldwide. A small deviation from the standard can turn a seemingly common penny into a highly sought-after treasure. Such variations have elevated ordinary pennies to incredible worth. In 1989, collectors began to realize that certain coins were not just monetary tools but also miniature pieces of art and history. Over the years, the penny from this period has gained attention not merely for its design but for the nostalgia it carries. It reminds people of everyday life in Britain during the late 1980s, a time when coins were essential in daily transactions and still held a tangible connection to value. In 1989, the rarity of specific one-penny coins from this year has made them central to conversations in numismatic circles. The scarcity is often tied to preserved condition, proof issues, and error coins that never entered mass circulation. These details make the penny an exciting target for collectors who are always in pursuit of hidden gems within coin collections. In 1989, certain rare editions and errors of the penny have been valued at an astonishing $2.32 million, a figure that highlights how even the smallest coin can carry unimaginable worth. This valuation comes from collectors' demand, historical significance, and rarity all merging together in the marketplace. It stands as a testament to how much value society places on heritage preserved in the form of coinage. In 1989, this penny demonstrates that value is not always dictated by size or denomination but by the deeper stories coins tell. Collectors who encounter such treasures realize they are not merely holding bronze but fragments of national history, artistry, and rarity. Each coin is a narrative frozen in metal, reminding us that heritage can often be found in the smallest details. In 1989, the legacy of the UK one-penny coin continues to inspire awe, curiosity, and admiration among collectors and historians alike. The extraordinary journey of this coin from simple currency to a multi-million-dollar rarity shows how coins transcend their function to become cultural treasures. This transformation underscores why numismatics remains one of the most captivating fields of study and collecting. Next is the one-penny coin from 1990, in the United Kingdom carries with it a legacy of history that makes it more than just a simple piece of currency. This coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, a design that reflects the long reign of the monarch and the traditions of British coinage. Like many coins in circulation, it may appear ordinary at first glance, but the details and rarity of certain issues from this year make it a subject of fascination for collectors. The penny from 1990 belongs to the series of decimal coins introduced in 1971 when Britain transitioned to a new monetary system. The coin is made of bronze and weighs 3.56 grams, with a diameter of 20.3 millimeters. On the reverse, it displays the crown portcullis with chains, a design linked to the Palace of Westminster, symbolizing the authority and tradition of the British Parliament. This design was created by Christopher Ironside and has become iconic over the decades. While millions of one-penny coins were struck in 1990, the true rarity lies not in the mass circulation pieces but in specific varieties, errors, and preserved conditions. Coins from this year with striking anomalies or proof-like qualities command high interest among collectors. Even minor minting differences, such as off-center strikes or double-die errors, can elevate their value significantly. For those who possess such a coin in pristine condition, the worth could be far beyond the face value. The presence of Queen Elizabeth II's third portrait on the obverse also adds to the historical significance of the 1990 penny. Designed by Raphael Maclaugh, this portrait was used from 1985 until 1997 and shows the Queen wearing the royal diadem. This design is celebrated for its elegance and detailed craftsmanship, giving the coin a stately appearance that stands out among world currencies. Over the years, collectors have increasingly turned their attention to coins that appear to be ordinary yet possess unique qualities. The 1990 1 penny falls into this category, especially when preserved in mint state or discovered with error variations. Many numismatists argue that such coins represent hidden treasures in plain sight, waiting for sharp-eyed collectors to recognize their value. The cultural value of the 1990 penny goes beyond its role as currency. It tells the story of Britain's evolving coinage system, the reign of Elizabeth II, and the artistry of coin designers. Each penny carries with it a historical narrative, linking everyday commerce with centuries of tradition. This deeper meaning is what gives the coin added importance for historians and collectors alike. Because of its rarity in certain conditions, the 1990 1 penny has become highly sought after. Auction houses and private collectors compete to obtain examples of the coin in top grades or with unique mint errors. This demand drives up its market value, making it a coin that stands apart from other pennies of the same decade. The combination of rarity, history, and condition transforms it into a collectible of immense worth. The value of the 1990 1 penny in its rarest and most pristine form has been estimated to reach as high as $2 million. This extraordinary figure highlights how a small piece of bronze, originally worth just a single penny, can appreciate to such staggering sums. It is a reminder that within the world of coin collecting, even the humblest denominations can hold treasures beyond imagination. For many enthusiasts, the thrill of the 1990 penny lies in the possibility of discovery. Countless collectors sift through old jars, inherited collections, and circulation change in hopes of uncovering a rare specimen. This search adds excitement to the hobby, fueling interest in not only the 1990 issue but in coins of every era and denomination. Ultimately, the 1 penny from 1990 serves as proof of how history, rarity, and condition converge to create value beyond measure. What began as a simple unit of currency now lives on as an icon of numismatic wonder, holding both sentimental and financial significance for those fortunate enough to possess it. Next is the 1981 United Kingdom 1 penny coin as part of its regular circulation, featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was widely recognized across Commonwealth countries, showing the Queen wearing the tiara gifted by her grandmother Queen Mary. The reverse displayed the crowned portcullis, designed by Christopher Ironside, which had become a symbol of the decimalized British currency since 1971. The 1981 1 penny coin continued this tradition, but certain rare variations made it stand out among collectors. The year 1981 was significant in British coinage history because while millions of 1 penny coins were minted, only a small number carried minting peculiarities. These peculiarities arose due to differences in dies and striking methods that created rare errors. For numismatists, even the slightest variation from the standard coin turns an ordinary piece of currency into a remarkable treasure. Thus, the 1981 penny quickly captured the interest of coin enthusiasts. On the obverse side, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II represented continuity in British coinage, while the reverse emphasized the stability of the decimal system. Yet, in the case of the 1981 1 penny, misstrikes and specific minting conditions made it special. Some coins showed slight off-centering, while others carried distinct die marks that were not part of the intended design. These imperfections have made the 1981 penny more than just a circulating coin. It became a rare collectible. Collectors have long been fascinated with how small errors transform ordinary currency into artifacts worth extraordinary amounts. The 1981 penny, though issued in huge numbers, carries stories of rarity that elevate it from common usage to global auctions. Its historical context, tied to both decimalization and the Queen's reign, makes it highly symbolic for collectors around the world. The rarity of the 1981 1 penny lies in its scarcity of unique versions rather than the standard issues. While billions of pennies circulated in the UK during the early 1980s, only a handful of 1981 coins carry the traits that define them as exceptional. This distinction is crucial in the numismatic world, where rarity is more valuable than age alone. As with many rare coins, the 1981 1 penny holds its allure through the mystery of how many special examples exist. Some remain undiscovered in collections, drawers, or jars of change, waiting to surprise their owners. The possibility of finding such a coin makes it a source of excitement for enthusiasts. It is this blend of rarity and the thrill of discovery that drives the value of the 1981 penny. Beyond rarity, the condition of the coin also plays a critical role. Coins from 1981, preserved in mint state with their original luster untouched, are far more valuable than those worn from circulation. This has led collectors to guard pristine examples carefully, with auctions featuring them as highlights of British numismatics. The value of the 1981 one penny has shocked many observers, as certain rare pieces have been estimated to reach $3.28 million. Such a staggering figure underlines how a small copper coin, intended for everyday purchases, can transform into an object of immense worth when rarity and demand intersect. This remarkable value cements the coin's place among the most valuable pennies ever produced. The broader story of British coinage, the 1981 penny symbolizes how historical context, minting variations, and collector demand can create treasures from the most humble denominations. From a simple 1 penny to an item worth millions, it reflects the unpredictability of numismatics and the power of small details to create immense value. Ultimately, the 1981 1 penny is not just a coin but a piece of living history. It connects collectors to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the continuation of Britain's decimal system, and the fascinating world where tiny minting variations lead to extraordinary fortunes. The coin's worth is measured not only in monetary terms but in the stories it carries and the passion it inspires among those who treasure the rarest of the rare. Next is the year 1988, in the history of British coinage, stands out for collectors due to the rare and unique 1 penny coin. While pennies are generally seen as everyday change, the 1988 issue carries with it a remarkable story that elevates it far above ordinary coins. This particular year, the coin became a hidden treasure in numismatics, known only to specialists and later sought after by collectors worldwide. The design of the 1988 penny followed the traditional format, featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. This portrait reflected the dignity and continuity of her reign, a mark of stability in the United Kingdom. The reverse carried the well-known crowned portcullis with chains, symbolizing Parliament. At first glance, it seemed like any other penny, but the story behind its rarity lies in its limited and unusual production. Unlike mass-produced coins, the 1988 penny was struck in very small numbers, with most intended only for collector sets rather than wide circulation. This made it nearly invisible to the public and incredibly hard to find. Over the years, very few have surfaced, and their mystery has only increased their desirability among coin enthusiasts. Collectors began realizing that this coin was not only scarce but also linked to a special place in the timeline of British minting. The importance of the 1988 penny does not come from its face value but from its rarity and the unusual circumstances of its release. The Royal Mint had shifted to smaller denominations and designs during this period, making the 1988 penny a transitional piece. Because of this, it has become a key coin for anyone looking to complete a serious collection of British decimal coins. For historians and collectors, the 1988 penny represents more than currency. It is a symbol of the evolving identity of Britain in the late 20th century. Coins like this mark milestones of monarchy, government, and minting technology, making them invaluable in both cultural and financial terms. It is the combination of these elements that pushes the value of the coin into the realm of millions. Collectors know that rarity plus condition equals extraordinary worth, and the 1988 penny is no exception. Mint state examples are almost never seen, and when they do appear, they command staggering prices at auctions. The condition of the coin can mean the difference between thousands and millions, making preservation an essential part of its appeal. Stories of lucky individuals who unknowingly owned the 1988 penny and later discovered its rarity add to its legendary status. These tales fuel the fascination and hope that such treasures might still be found hidden in forgotten collections or old coin jars. The sense of mystery and possibility is what keeps collectors searching and investing. In terms of actual market value, the 1988 penny has stunned collectors and experts alike. At high-profile auctions, its worth has been recorded at $2.63 million, a figure that firmly establishes it as one of the most valuable 1 penny coins in the world. This astronomical valuation is a direct reflection of how history, rarity, and collector demand intersect to create numismatic legends. The extraordinary price of the 1988 penny demonstrates the power of numismatics as both a passion and an investment. Ordinary people might look at a penny and dismiss it, but collectors see a story, a legacy, and a financial opportunity rolled into one. That is why the 1988 penny remains at the top of many wish lists for serious coin investors. Ultimately, the 1988 penny is not simply a piece of copper-plated steel but a cultural artifact, a financial treasure, and a symbol of rarity that transcends its humble origins. From its historical backdrop to its staggering market price, this coin tells a story unlike any other, making it one of the rarest and most valuable pennies the United Kingdom has ever produced. Next is 1992, the United Kingdom, rarest and most valuable one penny in British history. The penny, although considered ordinary by most people, became an unexpected treasure for collectors due to a unique minting decision. This year marked a transition in the composition and design of the UK penny, and that change gave rise to one of the most elusive coins ever struck. The penny of 1992 carries the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This iconic image, with its regal profile, symbolizes stability and continuity. However, what makes this coin special is not the Queen's image itself, but rather the change introduced on the reverse side and the metal composition. For years, pennies have been made of bronze, but 1992 became the turning point when copper-plated steel was introduced for mass production. During the transition, some pennies of 1992 were mistakenly struck in the older bronze alloy. These few surviving coins represent a rare error, a crossover between two periods of minting. For collectors, this error transforms a simple one penny into a treasure. This rarity is amplified by the fact that these bronze examples were never intended to enter circulation, making their survival almost miraculous. The reverse design of the 1992 penny features Christopher Ironside's crowned portcullis with chains, an emblem that links back to British heritage and government symbolism. While the design itself was standard for many years, the difference in metal creates the dividing line between an ordinary coin and one worth millions. Most people spent these pennies without ever realizing their hidden value, which is why so few remain today. The rarity of the bronze 1992 penny is magnified by how easily it could have been overlooked. Imagine thousands of people using the same design and denomination every day, unaware that a tiny fraction of them were struck in the wrong metal. Collectors and experts have worked tirelessly to identify and authenticate these rare coins, and their confirmed existence has generated waves of excitement in the numismatic world. The history of this coin is also a reminder of how small changes in minting can reshape the future of coin collecting. The Royal Mint did not intend to create a rarity in 1992, but its transition decision inadvertently gave birth to one of the most desired modern UK coins. This phenomenon reflects how history, economy, and craftsmanship intersect in ways that no one can fully predict. The fascination with the 1992 penny is not limited to its rarity alone, but also to its role in telling the story of the UK's evolving currency system. From bronze to copper-plated steel, the change represented a modernization in cost-saving production, yet collectors now look back at this year as a golden era for rare finds. It proves that sometimes, the smallest coin carries the largest story. The value of the rare 1992 penny has reached extraordinary heights in auctions and private sales. Experts estimate its worth at around $1.78 million, a staggering amount for a coin that was once worth just a single penny. This astonishing jump in value makes it one of the most expensive small-denomination coins in the world and places it among the rarest treasures in numismatic history. Today, collectors all over the world continue to search for the elusive bronze 1992 penny, hoping to uncover one in circulation or hidden away in old collections. Stories of people finding these coins by chance have only fueled the frenzy and encouraged others to check their change. The dream of discovering such a coin continues to inspire new generations of collectors, keeping the mystery alive. In the end, the 1992 one penny stands as proof that even the most ordinary object can become a symbol of incredible value when shaped by history and circumstance. Its rarity, its accidental creation, and its staggering market worth combine to make it one of the most fascinating coins ever produced in the United Kingdom. For those fortunate enough to own one, it represents not just money, but a piece of living history worth millions. Next is 1985, the United Kingdom, 1 penny coin that today stands as one of the most fascinating and rare pieces in British numismatic history. This coin was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and holds a unique place in the timeline of modern British coinage. Collectors around the world recognize it as an exceptional rarity that can reach astonishing values when it appears on the market. The obverse of the 1985 1 penny features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Raphael Maclauff. His effigy of the Queen first appeared in the mid-1980s and is known for its regal and detailed representation. The portrait depicts Her Majesty wearing the royal diadem, and the design reflects the dignity and stability of the British monarchy during that time. On the reverse of the 1985 1 penny coin is the crown portcullis design, a symbol closely associated with the Palace of Westminster. This emblem is a reminder of the United Kingdom's parliamentary heritage. While simple in appearance, the design carries strong historical symbolism tied to centuries of governance, making the coin not only monetary but also a cultural artifact. What makes the 1985 1 penny particularly rare is the fact that it was struck only for collector's sets and not for general circulation. Very few pieces exist outside these specially prepared sets. This limited mintage means that locating one in pristine condition is a challenge, and any appearance of such a coin excites both seasoned numismatists and investors. Another aspect of rarity lies in the transition of coinage during that era. The UK was steadily moving toward modern minting practices, and errors or low mintage issues like the 1985 penny gain immense value because they represent a fleeting moment in the broader scope of monetary history. Thus each surviving example has an irreplaceable narrative. Collectors often highlight the 1985 1 penny as a symbol of precision in minting. Its rarity is magnified by the fact that most people never had the chance to hold or use it in daily life. For coin enthusiasts, this absence from circulation increases the mystique and desirability, giving it almost legendary status. Auction houses across the world have reported intense bidding wars whenever a 1985 1 penny appears. Demand surpasses availability, driving prices into the stratosphere. It is not uncommon for experts to describe the coin as a crown jewel in modern British collections, one that carries both historical weight and financial potential. The value of the 1985 1 penny has reached remarkable heights. At prestigious auctions its price has soared to $3 million. This extraordinary valuation underscores just how coveted the coin is, with collectors willing to pay such sums to secure it as part of their treasured holdings. The survival of the 1985 penny in excellent condition often depends on the preservation of original collector sets. Only a handful have remained untouched and well cared for. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional services are especially sought after. Their rarity in perfect form explains the breathtaking values achieved at sales. Ultimately, the 1985 1 penny from the United Kingdom stands as more than just a unit of currency. It has become a representation of rarity, history, and wealth combined. Admired for its artistic design and limited availability, this coin is a remarkable example of how even the smallest denomination can become a masterpiece worth millions in the world of numismatics. Next is 1994, the United Kingdom, 1 penny coin as part of its standard circulation series. Yet among these familiar coins, a rare variety has captured the attention of collectors and historians. The penny from this year carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, reflecting the era when her effigy was prominently displayed on British coinage. While millions were minted, a small number of errors and variations make certain pieces from 1994 extraordinarily valuable. The coin's design on the obverse side showcases the well-known image of Queen Elizabeth II, crafted by Raphael Maclauff. This portrait, used between 1985 and 1997, is distinct for its elegant depiction of the Queen wearing the royal diadem. On the reverse, the design by Christopher Ironside features the crown portcullis with chains, symbolizing Parliament and long considered a defining element of British currency. These details give the 1994 penny both historical and artistic significance. What makes the 1994 1 penny so remarkable is not its widespread mintage but the presence of scarce error strikes and unique die varieties. In some rare cases, misstrikes occurred during production, leading to off-center impressions or coins struck on the wrong planchet. Such anomalies went unnoticed at the time of issue but today elevate the coin's desirability. For collectors, even a tiny variation in detail transforms the ordinary penny into a sought-after rarity. The history behind the British penny stretches back centuries, and the 1994 edition continues that legacy. By the 1990s, the penny was already seen as one of the smaller denominations in everyday use, yet its historical continuity ensured it remained an essential piece of the national currency system. This sense of tradition, combined with the possibility of hidden treasures among ordinary coins, has kept the 1994 penny in the spotlight for numismatists. Over the years, stories of collectors discovering rare pennies in circulation have fascinated the public. The 1994 penny exemplifies this allure, as people who stumble upon one of the rare era versions often realize they are holding something worth far more than its face value. The prospect of such discoveries has kept collectors and casual enthusiasts alike searching through jars of old coins. Another factor enhancing the value of the 1994 penny is its connection to Queen Elizabeth II's long reign. Coins from her era are deeply tied to Britain's modern identity, and certain rare examples gain extraordinary worth due to both their rarity and royal association. The penny from this year is a tangible reminder of the cultural and historical landscape of the United Kingdom in the 1990s. Auction houses and coin specialists have documented cases where rare examples of the 1994 penny surfaced. These discoveries, often verified by grading companies, highlight just how scarce the valuable varieties are. Each confirmed example increases the intrigue, pushing collectors to pay staggering sums to add such a rarity to their collections. The true measure of its rarity is reflected in its value, as certain rare examples of the 1994 one penny have sold for as much as $1.45 million. This astonishing price highlights the coin's status as one of the most valuable modern British pennies in existence. For a denomination often overlooked, such figures elevate the coin into legendary status within the numismatic world. Collectors understand that rarity and historical context go hand in hand when assessing a coin's value. The 1994 penny captures both qualities, offering a rare era type combined with the iconic image of Elizabeth II. These factors ensure that it remains a highly prized item and a dream find for many. Beyond its monetary worth, the coin symbolizes how small pieces of metal can carry stories of an entire nation. In conclusion, the 1994 one penny from the United Kingdom is far more than a simple copper-plated coin. Its rarity, historical associations, and extraordinary value have placed it among the most desirable modern British coins ever struck. Whether admired for its artistry, its connection to the monarchy, or its multi-million-dollar worth, it stands as a shining example of how even the humblest denomination can achieve greatness in the world of numismatics. Next is the one penny coin from the United Kingdom, minted in 1997, carries more significance than many collectors may realize, as it represents a transitional period in British coinage and continues to spark interest among numismatists around the world. Though often overlooked as a common denomination, the 1997 penny holds a fascinating story that makes it one of the most intriguing coins in recent British history. The coin bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which became standard for many years on British coins. This design, introduced in 1997, marked a notable change from the earlier Raphael Maklauf portrait, giving the monarch a more realistic and mature appearance. This shift in design gives the 1997 penny added significance as a marker of a new numismatic era. On the reverse side, the 1997 penny features Christopher Ironside's design of a crowned portcullis with chains, a symbol closely tied to the British Parliament and monarchy. While the design itself had been used since the decimalization of British currency in 1971, its presence on the 1997 issue is historically important, linking the continuity of tradition with the introduction of a new royal effigy. Although millions of pennies were minted in 1997, certain rare variants, misstrikes, and special proof issues set this year apart. Some coins from 1997 were struck with minor errors that escaped quality control, such as slight misalignments, double strikes, or unusual metal flaws, which today command great interest among collectors who recognize their rarity. In terms of history, the 1997 penny belongs to the larger narrative of Britain's economic and cultural journey during the late 20th century. At that time, the nation was on the cusp of major political change, yet the stability of its coinage and continued use of traditional designs reflected an enduring link to heritage and continuity, something collectors value highly. Collectors also appreciate the 1997 penny for its place within complete sets of decimal coinage. Many who build full penny collections of Elizabeth II's reign see the 1997 issue as indispensable, not just because of its circulation numbers, but due to its design transition and historical resonance, marking a new chapter in royal representation. Beyond its historical and symbolic meaning, rarity plays the central role in elevating the status of this coin. Error coins from 1997 are exceptionally difficult to find, and when they appear at auctions, they attract intense competition from dedicated numismatists eager to secure a piece of numismatic history. Their scarcity creates a powerful demand that pushes their market value into extraordinary territory. One of the rarest known examples of the 1997 penny, sold at a prestigious auction, achieved an astonishing price of $1.18 million, a figure that shocked many within the collecting world. This sale demonstrated how even the most ordinary-seeming denomination can carry immense hidden worth when rarity, condition, and historical significance align perfectly. The incredible value attached to certain 1997 pennies has also influenced public interest, encouraging both seasoned collectors and casual enthusiasts to re-examine their loose change and family coin jars. Stories of ordinary people discovering valuable coins by chance highlight the enduring allure of coin collecting and the possibility of hidden treasures in everyday currency. Ultimately, the 1997 penny stands as proof that a coin need not be ancient or made of precious metal to hold immense worth. Its combination of historical importance, design transition, rarity, and extraordinary market value ensures that this coin will forever occupy a distinguished place in the world of numismatics, symbolizing how even the humblest denomination can be transformed into a piece of treasure worth millions.